With the latest free title update 5 dropping for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, we finally have new things to do and ways to get even more powerful by taking down the newly added Amatsu and risen Shagaru Magala. Their new armor and weapons will juice our stats and skills, including brand new skills added in which do look pretty cool, particularly Amatsu's new skill Heaven Sent, which is kind of nuts. So let's show off all of these new sets, their skills and the weapons, plus some extra new skills added to the decorations. First up, we have the risen Shagaru Magala armor set called Virtue. Visually, I do really like it. It's not too crazy compared to the previous set we already had for Shagaru, but the chest for the male armor set does look pretty unique. Its purple theme works really well too, so overall I'm pretty happy with it. But the real reason that you'll farm this one is for the ton of skills on the set, which includes some of the damage dealing staples that are especially tasty. It comes with Redirection level 2, Defiance level 2, which I love to see as this is such a comfy skill. It's also got Strife level 3, not too bad, Handicraft level 3, which is just nice to have depending on your weapon sharpness level, Ammo Up level 3, the new Frenzied Bloodlust skill at level 3, which we'll explain in a sec but does synergize super nicely with the next skill, which is Normal Bloodlust at level 3, which is also really good if you can handle it, and of course that previously mentioned Attack Boost and Weakness Exploit, both skills that you probably want to have in your set anyway, so it's great to have them baked in. So the new Frenzied Bloodlust skill is actually quite an interesting one. And you know what else is interesting? Supporting us by hitting that like button down below. Thank you so much if you do, it really does help. Another awesome way to support us is by treating yourself to our officially licensed Monster Hunter t-shirts, and some of our most popular designs have just had a restock, including the triple XL sizes, so if you want to rep your favorite game in real life, now's the time to grab them while stocks last. Link in the description down below. But this new skill is interesting because it basically gives you a whole extra wire bug for 30, 60 or 90 seconds respectively compared to the level of the skill. To get the effect though, you need to overcome the Frenzy virus, which of course the normal Bloodlust skill will give you, and then buff you once you clear it. What this means is that with the extra wire bugs already out on the map, you can have up to 4 wire bugs at a single time. And if you combine that with the normal buffs of Bloodlust once you clear the Frenzy, you're going to be ready to spam some Silk Bug attacks for many weapons for a good chunk of damage. Considering that for many weapons those Silk Bind attacks do some chonky damage, having 4 wire bugs at a single time is actually pretty good. The downside to this skill is that once you sheath your weapon, it dramatically decreases the time that you get that extra wire bug for. And it's no joke, it will basically instantly disappear once you sheath your weapon. So for this skill, you basically want to try and time your weapon sheathing around clearing the Frenzy virus and proccing the extra wire bug buff. So healing up and doing anything else that will put your weapon away should be avoided unless you absolutely need to, because it pretty much instantly makes you lose the bonus effect of the extra wire bug. But again, overall, having a whole extra wire bug on top of everything else is actually pretty good, especially if your weapon and your core rotation is very wire bug heavy. Unfortunately though, much like the other Risen Elder Dragons, sadly there's no new weapons for this one added in with Risen Shagaru. However, we do have the Amatsu armor set and weapons to go over next called Tempest. Visually, I think this is a pretty cool set, and it's pretty much what we expected to get from Amatsu. But do you like this style or not? Tell us down below. The set itself is actually very interesting with maximum levels on each skill on it, but only a few of them this time, including maximum evade window, the new Heaven Sent skill, which is really cool and we'll jump into that in a second, but it's also got crit boost and latent power. These are a decent spread of skills, and crit boost is particularly nice, evade window is good too situationally, but overall I'm not too impressed with the skills except for the new skill Heaven Send. This one's pretty awesome and is definitely something I plan to use on stamina and sharpness heavy weapons. So for any dual blade mains, it's time to shine. The description says, activates when not taking damage for a while during combat with a large monster. The effect is lost when you are knocked back or strayed too far from the monster. What this essentially means is that a buff will activate if you avoid getting hit or leaving combat, and it takes around 17 seconds at level 3. It will last forever until you get hit or leave combat. When the buff is active, you will get a variety of effects depending on the level of the skill. At level 1, you get damage reduction on the first time you're hit, and you also get a passive reduction to stamina consumption. Furthermore, switching your skill scroll will actually recover you some sharpness or reload you some ammo. At level 2 2 it reduces the time to activate the effect, and at level 3 you get the real good buffs where it will completely nullify stamina and sharpness consumption, which is huge and incredible for most weapons, but again I see it being really good for the dual blades and super fun to try out. It also makes your switch skill swapping have the ability to remove or reduce status ailments. So overall, once the buff is active, not only will the next time you take a hit have reduced damage, but it will also nullify your sharpness and stamina consumption, and if you need to, you can switch skill swap to reload your ammo, recover sharpness, and remove status ailments. Pretty cool overall. There's definitely going to be some crazy combos with this, considering you can essentially have infinite sharpness and infinite stamina consumption. That is if you don't get hit though, and I know many normal players will still get hit every now and then. But it will be interesting to see what those super sweaty players will do with this. Maybe it will mix up those speedruns. On top of this, the amatsu weapons are also super cool, and they're not just nice looking because this time they actually have a passive effect which makes silkbind attacks more powerful with them, which is absolutely awesome. Here's a peek at each of the weapon designs for you to see. Personally, I love the dual blades as they open up like giant fans, and the greatsword does look pretty awesome as a giant meaty blade. But they are all pretty cool. Which one do you think's the best though? Tell us in the comments. It doesn't stop there, however, because we also got a bunch of new decorations and rampage decorations. After you beat amatsu, you're actually going to unlock some really cool new rampage decorations that I think might mix things up a bit. Most notably, there are new weapon specific ones for the hammer, dual blades, insect glaive, and lance. The hammer skill Charge Up increases your power to stun or KO monsters when hitting a charged attack. The dual blades Demon Rage makes hitting a monster in demon mode give you temporary infinite stamina consumption. The insect glaive skill Kinsect Surcharge makes your Kinsect deal more damage at the cost of more stamina. And the lance skill Guard Bash makes your guard switch skill Block deal blunt damage, which could probably KO as well. Overall, it's pretty cool and definitely fun to try these out. But we also got some standard ones, including Wirebug Wrangler, to make picked up wirebugs last 30 seconds longer, and Self-Improvement, which will increase your attack and defense stats as the timer ticks up during a hunt up to a maximum of 20 minutes. To be honest, the Rampage decoration slot has been pretty standard for the last couple of updates in my opinion, so I think it's really cool that we got several new things to try out and test. And weapon-specific ones definitely get me excited. Outside of this though, there was new regular decorations added in. But I'm going to be honest guys, grinding that anomaly research rank from the previous cap of 220 to the new cap of 300 is a colossal task that we simply cannot complete in time for today. But don't worry, the YouTuber Barusu has shown a list of the new skills in a video that we've linked down below for you, and shout out to Barusu for hooking us in the community up with this list of new decorations. It looks like there's a selection of level 4 jewels that have been added in, including the teased attack boost and expert level 4 jewel, which I love to see. There's a bunch more, so if min-maxing those decoration slots is your thing, then it's time to get on that anomaly research grind. But from what we have seen, that's all the new skills, armor, and weapons added in this update. If we have missed any, tell us in the comments down below and we can all learn together as a community. Hitting the like button is a great way to help us out. And the 2 videos on screen now, we think you'll really enjoy if you did enjoy this one. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you did enjoy this video, you're probably going to like these ones too. And then tell us what you think after watching in the comments down below.